Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we like to highlight and spotlight movers and shakers and people who I think are fancy. My guest, Ross Diedrich with Covered Insurance, CEO and founder. Welcome, Ross.
It's a pleasure. Thanks
It's,
for having me. I love your energy. I love tacos. It's great to be here.
yes, thank you so much. And Covered Insurance is out of Denver, where we can't breathe, right?
Correct. Mile high. Just always training for high altitude. Ready for combat.
And right before we started, Ross was insisting that Denver has good tacos. We will see. There might be a part two.
We'll do a full tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being a guest. So let's talk about covered insurance, right? How important is the insurance process in mortgage in our space? So take it away, Ross.
It's critical. You're making a huge financial decision, an investment for potentially decades,
Yeah.
and it's a big financial decision. So in the spirit of financial wellness, home ownership is great for growing and accumulating wealth and stability, but you have to protect that too.
Oh,
So, insurance plays a really critical role generally in finance as a financial tool
yeah. Hmm.
for protecting financial wellness. Really, that's what insurance is all about, to avoid catastrophic financial loss. So in the mortgage industry and the housing industry, homeowners insurance is just critical for
Yeah.
people to, be able to find and maintain. And of course, in areas like Florida, where you are,
Yeah.
California on the other coast, there are other insurance products that really matter, like flood or wind and earthquake or fire. And they're all just created to protect you. So
Yeah.
it's critical.
I know living here, I live in Central Florida, so I am a little bit away from the coast, a good like 40 minutes from at least the east side of the coast, right? But I know it is getting very challenging for people. I've been here for a long time. It's getting challenging for folks that are coming down because everybody wants to move to Florida, right? One of the things is the insurance. You definitely have just a few options. You People run from us, and how can the lending, the IMB space, how can they do better to serve them when it comes to insurance?
Great question.
Mhm.
The lenders are the pros and the shepherds, the Sherpas to help home
The sh-
buyers get through the process, right? They're not expected to be the pros in everything, and right, like the ecosystem is built for partnerships. So I think one of the top things lenders can do, especially in harder to insure areas like Florida, is educate themselves and their teams.
Mhm.
There are a lot of changes. The markets are dynamic. For the last year and a half, we've seen ups and downs in the insurance industry, where for a period of time, pretty much nobody was writing insurance policies in Florida, right? Like it was really tough. So there are pockets of state run programs and regional carriers, and lenders don't need to be the experts in insurance, but number one, educating teams, lending teams on what's going on in the market, so they can speak better and have some content for their clients, is thing number one. If the lender doesn't know, the customer is going to ask, and the borrower is going to need to go somewhere. So being ready for that, being ready to help facilitate the insurance process, it's mandatory to close a loan. So having some
Absolutely.
tools in the toolkit, some content, know what's going on, and be able to help the borrower and point them in the right direction. Um, Say
Yeah.
number two would be partner with somebody like Covered, who is a national marketplace. We have a whole team that's dedicated to monitoring carriers and who's active in certain markets. So, we've added 5 new insurance carriers into Florida in the last 9 months to help, right? But if you're using a State Farm agent that only sells State Farm, they might not be able to help you out. And that borrower might think that they're out of luck and you might lose that loan. You might not be able to close. And we're seeing that happen more and more. There's
Wow.
like a double digit fallout in loan closing right now solely due to insurance.
Whoa. That's a big, I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you think that the loan officer not being educated or not partnering with a covered insurance is playing a part because they just don't know where to find the information to obviously educate the borrower?
100%.
Oh,
100%. We're such a relationship based industry
yeah, big
that, and especially like IMBs, it's
yeah,
so focused on relationship, which is phenomenal for the borrower. Um, but also inherent in that is if you've got your buddy Jake from State Farm in his nice khakis, he might not be able to help out. And it's not his fault either.
yeah,
He's beholden to one carrier and that's it.
mhm,
So, we encourage IMBs and lenders generally to expand the network there. And there's, the best way to expand that network is somebody like us. Doesn't have to be. We'd love to help, but somebody who has breadth and focus on helping people get into a policy that doesn't obliterate their DTI. Because
yeah,
that's like the underlying problem is people will find a house, they'll fall in love with it, they'll run the math, it checks out, and then, down in the closing process, the deal blows up because, as insurance isn't cheap, and
no,
it's
oh
really in
no,
certain areas. So, if the lender at that point doesn't have some backup solutions, what are you going to do? The deal
yeah,
falls through.
yeah. I I like that you partner with lenders, with IMBs. Um, it's important. The whole process, the homeownership process from start application to getting them over to the finish line, that closing finish line, it takes so many moving parts. There's so many people involved, whether it be, underwriter, the processor, the appraisal, the inspection, insurance, right? Title, right? So many people. And there's strength in numbers. I truly believe that. So there should be your core, like your tribe, right? And you guys should be always working together in unison to educate the borrower to make sure we keep people, just the homeownership industry as a whole, keep going, because there a lot of folks are just not are turning away to homeownership. And this is another reason why. And this plays such a huge part in our overall economy. I am just a walking testimony to the power of homeownership and how it can change people's lives. And it has. So when we all work together, like I said, strengthen numbers, and you partner with people like Ross over at Covered Insurance, we get more people in homes. And I'm telling you, it's still the American dream. I believe it wholeheartedly.
100%. So LOs, open up the network and figure out how to work with a marketplace that understands the industry, and to the executives of lenders and IMBs, provide the tools, partner with somebody like Covered or another marketplace and provide these tools to your LOs. They'll be able to close more loans, higher pull through rates, save borrowers money because of the breadth of options on insurance, and keep those borrowers happy. You get one shot for a wow moment,
Yeah.
and if you can be the LO that, something's a deal's about to fall through, and you're able to save the deal and be the hero, those are the wow moments that really matter to earn a customer for life. So we're here to support it, and there are a lot of ways to do it.
Love it. And it's always the experience. And if they have a great experience, chances are they will be loyal. So good
100%.
stuff. Well, if you want to connect with Ross, know more about covered insurance, or maybe get some information about their toolkit, how can they reach out to you, Ross?
Find us at MBA. We'll be
Yeah.
there. So we'll be milling around. Would love to connect in person and share the ways we can easily add value through some of our off the shelf integrations with partners like Blend and ICE, et cetera. You can reach out to me directly at my last name, Diedrich at itscovered.com, or our sales team. We're happy to help out and love to solve these challenges for our lender partners. So
And I'm going to go ahead and put Ross's email in the comment or in the post. And so thank you so much for being a guest. I appreciate it. And we got to do a part two because leading up to us recording, Ross was telling me a story about his last name, and I think it should be heard. And with that, thank you for watching another episode of Amplify. We have fancy people. Thanks for watching. Bye.